Alrighty, so here's the lever that actually engages the drive system, and this lever here is the one for the parking brake. Let me walk around and I'll show you how it engages. Alright, here's the lever for the drive system. Very simple. Just take it and it kind of locks in place. Very little effort. And it puts tension on the belt. I'll show that in a minute. Basically, if you want to disengage it, just pull this lever back and it sets back. Same thing for the parking brake aspect. Is a little ratchet, spring loaded. And the parking brake is actually set. You want to disengage it, and there you go. Okay. Okay, so here's the way the setup works. If we look at it right now, I can actually spin the whole system. You guys can see how it's actually slipping past the belt. There's actually a tensioner down there with the spring, big roller, that actually, when you move the lever forward, it actually puts tension on the belt and takes up all the slack. The alternator is actually married to the crankshaft on the engine, so it's always turning with the engine. Let me go and engage it, and then you guys can see the difference on how the belt actually gets a little bit tighter. Alright, so now there's tension on it. The spring actually keeps the tension on there, and you guys can see how tight it is right now. If I go to try and turn the pulleys on the transmissions, they're locked in place. So it's pretty simple. There's a spring all the way in the bottom there that actually pulls the tensioner away, and the spring right here, this big spring, is hooked up to a cable that actually works with the lever, and it once again it actually just goes ahead and puts tension on the belt. Let me go ahead and release the tension. Alright, with the lever back, you guys can see that once again free to spin. Not too much tension on the E's either. It doesn't take too much effort to turn the EZTs, although they do put quite a drag on the system if you leave them running all the time. So that's something to take in consideration. This little lever here, very little movement. This is actually the parking brake, and basically what it's doing is actually moving that lever over there, which in turn locks the I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little cog down there. Here's a better shot, and you guys can see it'll want to go ahead and bite into the cog when the parking brake is applied. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started so you guys can actually see how it works, and you can actually kind of feel the load these units put on the engine once it's running. So let's go ahead and start her up. We'll go ahead and hit the with the master switch here, turn it on, and go ahead and turn the key, set it to run, and start it up. So as you guys can see, it actually puts a little bit of a load on the on the motor, even when they're just at an idle. So that's something to consider if you guys are going to use a smaller engine. One thing to note, if you guys are going to do something like this, you're going to have to kind of come up with some kind of a belt keeper like I did right here. Alright, to keep this belt from actually walking off these pulleys. There's one there, and there's one on the engine crankshaft, and let's see if we can get a picture of that. Yeah, let's see, it's kind of hidden down there, but you guys can see kind of to where I'm pointing. That one actually keeps the, you can kind of see it sticking out right there. Actually keeps the belt from walking off the crankshaft, and that's all it pretty much takes. It's really not going to go anywhere. Very simple system, pretty effective, and they run cool, and not too many moving parts. Okay, so the last thing on these transmissions is the neutral, or if here we're going to go ahead and push this thing or tow it, there's got to be a way to actually bypass the hydrostatic braking. So what they did is they put a lever here that actually pushes forward, and it bypasses the hydrostatic braking. What I did is I use these little R clips here, and basically if I take the R clip, push the rod forward, and put the R clip on the back end, it actually puts them in neutral, and it's actually pretty effective. And if you want to roll the tank around, now I'm not saying you can move it fast, but it actually disables the transmissions, and it lets you move it around if you needed to push it around with a tractor, or maybe one or two of your buddies. It does create quite a drag, so no biggie, but that's pretty much how my setup goes. If there are any questions, just give me a shout, and I'll try and answer them. Thank you.